What up people, and welcome to my channel, Jon Sheppard Fitness. Today, if you can see behind me, we're working the chest and we're going to be doing incline bench press. Right then, if you're at a gym, you should have one of these, a rack. You should have a rack like this, right? What you want to do is you want to have it set up similar to this. First of all, put the safety in first, which are these. You want to put these basically to where your chest is about. So if you cannot lift the weight, you will basically not kill yourself. Then what you want is the bar basically just above your head, and practice with no weights on first. Right, the bench, you want it, you can have the bench at certain angles. You can have it at 45 degrees up to almost 85 degrees. Whatever degree you have the bench, it will work the upper chest, but in a slightly different area. So now I'm going to show you what to do on a incline bench press on a squat rack, or whatever or rack, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, the only problem with these, which I think are not as good as a separate rack where it's just made for bench pressing, is obviously the bench is not fixed, so you have to make sure it's in the right position. Also, that I can't have the actual bench as far back as possible. When you see where my arms are to lift it off, they will be in the wrong place. So make sure they're above you when you lift it. At the moment, these are behind me a bit because I cannot physically get the bench behind anymore because the bar of the rack. That's the only problem with racks. Sometimes they actually limit what you can actually do, because they're really more of a squatting rack I would use them for, or a shoulder pressing action. They're not the best for bench pressing. Anyway, I'll show you now what to do. Sorry about the music, it's always loud, but hope you can hear it. Let's get underway. Right, first of all, before you even try and lift any sort of weight, is your feet, right? Your feet are one of the main points of any sort of bench pressing in anything. I'm talking about bench pressing here, dumbbell pressing, any sort of pressing, because when the weights get heavier, you'll be using your feet to drive up the weight. You might not think you use your legs to drive up the weight, but actually you do, because you are putting a solid base on the floor and pushing from your feet, going through your legs, through to your arms, and that gives you a more powerful lift. Right then, so when you wanna, I'm gonna show you now, is where you put your feet when you're doing a bench press. You don't want them like that, because you'll be doing that. You want them wide and flat, like that. Make sure they're flat and firm, and your bum is pushed right back. Right, next I'm going to show you is how to sit on the bench, and this goes with any sort of bench pressing. There's two different ways of bench pressing. You can arch your back, which is more of a powerlifting way, which drives more power into your bench press, or you can have your back flat, right? You might say, well, this is not a right rule because everybody arches their back. Yes, because everybody wants to do that one max rep to get maximum strength, to look strong. But actually, when your back is flat on the bench, you're actually contracting your chest more. So, depending on what you'd want to do, I personally arch my back because I want to get a bit more strength in me. Right? It's still gonna do your chest. It's not gonna like not do your chest as much. It's just that little bit more contraction, obviously with your back flat on the bench, like I will show you now. So that's the basic. The only other thing I've got to tell you before you start is where do you place your hands on the bar, right? First of all, if you put your hands there, if you put your hands at there or below it, there, you will be working your triceps more. It's a narrow bench press and you're doing your triceps, right? You'll be working your chest a tiny little bit, but you will be doing more of a tricep activation, right? I personally I don't do a wide grip, I do a medium grip, which is basically, there's a little line on basically every sort of bar, and I put my finger on the line, my little finger on that line. So it's the basic bench press. You can do it wider. It's a bit more difficult, I say, but with wider grip, you don't actually go up as much, if you get me. So I like the medium one so I can activate my chest more, because I feel like it hits my chest. But everybody is different. Some people like wide grip, some people like medium grip, but I would suggest just do a medium grip because it does the job. So now I'm going to show you what to do when lifting. Little tip, and this is for any bench pressing. Do not bench press, only warm up in a hoodie or a jumper, right? Because when you're bench pressing, you want to pinch your shoulders basically back so they can touch each other as much as possible, right? And if you've got a hoodie on or a t-shirt, of course, the material's not going to stick to it's not going to stick to the bench. So what to do, the best thing to do when bench pressing is either go topless, well, not many gyms will let you do that, or wear a vest, a stringer vest or anything. Something where it's basically your skin is going to stick to the actual back of the bench, and then it won't lose any grip, right? So there's a little tip for you. So I'm not going to take my top off because I'm only doing no weights on it just for demonstration, but this is what to do. So make sure you have your feet set wide apart, set wide. Next, lean back, pinch your shoulders, drive your bum into the back, and then find your position on your bar. Obviously my bar's far further back, but it should really be about here. And then you lift it up and then do that. You don't want the bar here, so you've got to struggle to pull it up. You don't want it too far so you can't get it off. You want it roughly where my arm positions are. So basically you've got a little bit of a push to get off, of course. So what you do is you get all set up, pinch your shoulders back, arch your back a little bit, and then lift the weight. I put my thumbs a lot of time on the bar, like resting. You can't hold it like a grip like that, but I just feel comfortable like this. And then you have the bar just above where you're going to lower it just down to feels like your chin. So you're going down like that to the top of your chest and up, down and up, down and up. And you want to do it this speed. You don't want to be going, because that's when you're going to lose control of the bar, right? It's not going to, you're not going to be able to contract. You don't want to be leaving it down in. You do not want to be, you do not want to be hitting your chest. This is done as a good point thing. If I can't lift the weight, I'm safe. So you want to lift it up, squeeze at the top and down slowly. Lift up, squeeze, contract the chest every time you go up to the top. And then back, like so, and there you go. Right, rep range. If you want to build your chest, you're going to be doing heavier weights, less reps. If you're maintaining your chest, which basically toning up your chest, you know, or want to, and you will still grow muscle, but you won't grow muscle as much as doing heavier weights and lower reps, like 6 reps, right? What you want to do is choose a weight where you're always pushing. Them last couple you struggle at, and that's all you need to do. So, like I said, if you're new to this, just do a 10 to 12 sets. I mean, just do 10 to 12 reps and 3 to 4 sets. But I always say, make sure it's 4 rather than 3. A lot of people do 3 sets, and it's a waste of time. You'll do 3 sets, and one of them you need a couple of sets first to get the form right.